Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As President Biden said last week, we are emerging from a dark winter into a hopeful spring and summer, but we have to keep our foot on the gas and take nothing for granted. We must sustain relief efforts so that our businesses and nonprofits also can keep their doors open and we can build back better than before. So on that note, I want to turn to Mr. Hoey. First, I want to thank you for everything you and your organization have done over the past year. Essential workers and others needed the help of nonprofits like yours, and you all stepped up. Nonprofits in Illinois stepped up too. They helped those struggling with severe and persistent mental illnesses work through rapidly changing circumstances. They distributed PPE, food, other resources, and they are a part of our effort to get citizens vaccinated quickly. We owe a great deal of thanks to our nonprofit leaders. Now, many of these entities face another crisis with PPP set to expire on March 31st. I agree with your testimony. Congress expanded this program to nonprofits like yours. It should swiftly extend the program to allow it to happen. Mr. Hoey, please describe for the members of this committee the services that you are currently providing to bring us out of the pandemic and that you may have to shutter if Congress does not take this simple action of extending the PPP deadline.
Thank you so much, Senator Duckworth. And by the way, I applaud the Y in Chicago. I'm very familiar with their work, and they've done yeoman's work as well. Yeah, the challenge here is that organizations like ours have we have such a wide array of programs and services, and we because we're a not-for-profit and our charter is to really serve the community, we're on a very thin margin, and we can never accumulate enough cash for a pandemic for sure. So this program is essential. Otherwise, we are going to have to borrow a significant amount of money at market rate that will really stunt our work for years and years to come. There's just no way around it, and probably result in further reduction in force. During this pandemic and going forward, we have stepped up, and we've done so because we're really one of the few organizations at scale that had the sites and the structure to step in on food distribution. So we partner with food banks. We have 100 sites around the region, so many of those are in the most challenged neighborhoods. So we were able to get food to people more efficiently using our sites and our volunteer network. We opened up what we call academic support centers with all the virtual learning that is going on, and particularly parents that have to go to work and they don't have the luxury of working from home. We provide a safe way for kids to learn and make sure that they do learn, but they also get socialization. And then, we have reopened our doors for our quote unquote regular services by and large. But the community relies on us, seniors rely on us to have a place to stay active and healthy. Families rely on us to have a place to go to keep their kids active and for them to connect. Our work is endless. I mean, we have been providing wraparound services for schools that are sort of in a hybrid situation, which is very tricky. So one day we may be providing a full day of virtual learning, and the next day providing after-school programming. So it's really been quite a year, I have to say. And I'm proud of the work that we've done, but not just the Y, but really not-for-profits. And like I said, I have to emphasize, the not-for-profit community stepped up, but the larger not-for-profits were the go-to organizations for the states and the counties in Maryland and throughout the country to really get stuff done in the face of this because of our infrastructure and our expertise. And we're proud to do it. And all we're asking for is just, now that this bill has been signed, an extra 90 days to get our applications in.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to, at this time to enter into the record a letter from several nonprofits in my state highlighting the importance of this issue.
Without objection, those statements will be made part of our record.
Thank you. And then I would like to submit the rest of my questions for the record. It has to do with the simplification of the forgiveness program process for those with PPP loans of $150,000 or less. I urge the Small Business Administration to simplify this process because so many of my businesses in Illinois are finding the process extremely onerous. Thank you. I yield back.